Now, how often do you travel in and around Aldershot? Concerns around the safety at a crossroads have been raised by a local councillor who set up a petition asking Hampshire County Council to act now. It's at the junction where North Lane meets North Close and Lower Newport Road, which is used to enter and exit the McDonalds and KFC. Last April, a local business owner raised similar concerns. Our reporter Cllr Gaynor went down to meet Seema Patel, who owns Vernon's Chemist on Lower Newport Road.
We've been here for 40 plus years, and we were here when the McDonalds started and had concerns regarding the traffic. And we've seen quite a few incidents here. It's quite a dangerous spot, as you can see. The issue tends to be at lunchtime. People may park over here, pop over the road, get their lunches, what have you. Sometimes they sit in the vehicles and eat. And then, of course, the bigger issue, I think, is with the Salvation Army. They often use this parking spot if they have events going on.
So what is the issue here? You mentioned about you've seen some incidents. What's the concern?
Well, what it is we don't have a traffic light. So oftentimes people coming out of the McDonald's trying to turn onto the major road here don't know if they have the right of way. There's confusion. So many accidents have been avoided. And just the backup of traffic sometimes, that seems to be an issue.
And how is that affecting you and Vernon's?
Well, obviously people can't get in. The main thoroughfare to get into Vernon's is down North Lane. So if it's blocked, I imagine people just get frustrated and just maybe not even bother coming this way. Sometimes they'll just walk across the surgery because that's even easier than sitting here trying to fight this traffic.
It's not too bad at the moment,
No.
But presumably there's pinch points in the day.
There is, definitely.
When are
Probably
those?
lunchtime, probably closer to the time when people get off work between 4 and 6. That's when it seems to be an issue.
What have you seen yourself that's made you concerned?
I haven't witnessed anything myself, but my colleagues have. I think just last week there was a major accident on Ash Road where a motorcyclist was injured. That was quite a big thing. They shut this whole road down, but I myself haven't witnessed anything.
And what about customers coming into the chemist?
Oh, they're always complaining that there's just something waiting to happen just because it can be so confusing trying to get in and out of the area.
That's Cllr Gaynor reporting there, speaking to Seema Patel. Now, Gaynor Austin is a Labour councillor for Northtown and started the petition. Good morning to you, Gaynor.
Oh, good morning, Leslie.
So can you describe the sort of incidents that you've seen at that particular spot?
Yeah, well, having said that, that's the first time I've heard the interview with Seema, and I have to say total agreement with everything she said. My situation is I live in Lower Newport Road, so sort of just opposite the junction with North Close. And so in our situation, what it is we tend to hear a lot of these collisions. So if it's there's been quite a few sort of what I would call major collisions there. But what we're also hearing is a lot of minor, what you might call a prang. So we hear a lot of screeching of brakes, bumps, people getting out of cars, shouting at each other, beeping of horns.
How often is that happening?
Quite frequently, and it does tend to, I don't know if it's just because we're here more in the evening, but it does tend to be in the evening. And I've heard other local residents close to the junction say the same thing as well. When I spoke quite a while ago to our Hampshire County Councillor for the area, expressed this, he said, it's not any more than accidents at that spot than your usual urban junction. But local residents know better. Our Hampshire County Councillors don't live here. We hear what's going on, and it's a matter of it's only the more serious accidents which are actually reported. Most of these, minor collisions or near misses aren't reported. So they're not recorded.
So you think the number's far bigger than the council realise?
Oh, definitely. And like I said, as Seema said, and other local residents here will say, and have been saying for, probably the last 2 years plus, since particularly since McDonald's opened on top of the KFC.
So what do you actually want them to do, Gaynor? What do you want to see happen?
Well, myself and the other ward councillors, Keith Dibble and Frank Rust, have been working with the Hampshire County Council here to try and push for action. And this has been going on for a year. And to use an overused phrase recently, it's been nothing but dither and delay, excuse after excuse, saying something's going to happen, and when we check back, nothing's happened, and it's more delay. We need, and there are many issues. Again, I think as Seema said, with the traffic management in this area, whether it be Ash Road and North Lane, which are incredibly busy now with those, particularly with the outlets, the food outlets. But this, when I came home, and yet another collision where a boy had been, hurt. And my daughter and her partner had been out to offer help, and they told me about it. I just got so cross that this can't continue. So this needs to be the priority for them at the moment. There has been talk of them putting in a mini roundabout there. I'm not 100% sure that will work. So what I would really like them to do in taking action is actually to involve the ward councillors, particularly myself, who lives right near the junction, but all three of us live in this ward.
For a bit of
and local
informed
residents,
decision.
For an informed decision. I did do an online survey about a year, 18 months ago, about the issues on North Lane, and that was fed back to our local Hampshire County Councillor, but nothing has been done.
Thank you. Gaynor Austin, Labour councillor for North Town there. Thank you.
Wednesday, we asked Hampshire County Council for a response on this. They promised us a statement. We still haven't sent it. We'll no doubt come back to this story in the coming weeks, hopefully when they do get in touch. The time is now 13 minutes to 8.